Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to my review of tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. And I thought tonight's Raw was a decent show. It wasn't great, but I have to say I enjoyed it a lot more than last week's show. But it was a decent show tonight, gotta say. But we're only 2 weeks away until SummerSlam, which I can't believe it's already, SummerSlam is already, coming in only 2 weeks. And it's going to be a 4-hour show, unless if you count the pre-show. So if you count the kickoff show, so that starts at 5, then it's 2 hours the kickoff show, and then from 7 to 11, it's the whole pay-per-view. So it's like a 6-hour show. So, but anyways, Raw opened tonight. First opened tonight with Miz TV. Miz and Maurice and Curtis and Bo were in the ring. Miz says that he wants Jason Jordan to come out, and that he is sick of being cheap shotted on on his show, and that it's going to stop tonight. Kurt Angle ends up coming out. He says to Miz that Jason Jordan will not be on Miz's show tonight, won't be on Miz TV, and that Jason has a match with Curtis Axel tonight. Kurt says he's found Miz a guest for Miz TV, and it turns out to be Brock Lesnar. And Miz says that Miz says to Lesnar that he's guaranteed to lose the Universal title at SummerSlam. And Miz also says that he's putting his money on Braun, Roman, and Samoa Joe for either of them to win the Universal title at SummerSlam. Heyman gets on the mic and says, let's have a role play. And he says Miz is Roman Reigns, Bo is Samoa Joe, and Curtis Axel is Braun Strowman. And he then says for Lesnar to give the crowd a preview of what it's going to look like at SummerSlam. And then Lesnar ends up taking out Miz and Curtis Axel and Bo, Miz Taraj. Lesnar just lays them all out with suplexes and F5s. It was really, really funny. Really laughed when that happened, when Lesnar just took them all out, clean. It was just really, really funny. But the crowd, since tonight's Raw was in Toronto, the crowd was really hot for this segment. When Brock Lesnar came out, the whole crowd just erupted. And when Lesnar just started taking out Miz and Curtis Axel and Bo, the crowd was just really onto that. So, but it was a good segment. It was a good segment with, because of Brock Lesnar. And Lesnar taking out Miz and Curtis and Bo. That was really good. And then we get to the first match. It was Sheamus versus Seth Rollins. It was a decent match. Not great though, but both Sheamus and Seth Rollins gave it all they got. It was back and forth between both of them. We had Seth Rollins at the end of the match. Seth Rollins was on the top rope. Cesaro was trying to get involved, but Seth was going to come off the top and take out Cesaro, who was standing on the ring apron, and then it gave Sheamus the win. Sheamus pinned Seth Rollins, and so Sheamus won the match. Then after the match, Seth tries to take out both Cesaro and Sheamus, but both Sheamus and Cesaro end up taking out Seth, and they both hit him. They both hit Seth with a white noise. So, but all in all, Sheamus and Seth, it was a decent match, not great. And then we go after that. We see Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose backstage. Seth calls Dean a jerk, and he tells him, what he has to do for Ambrose to think that, he isn't the guy he used to be who stabbed them in the back, 3 years ago. And, Dean is like, he still doesn't trust, Seth after that. So, it was a little backstage segment with them. And then, it was supposed to be Jason Jordan versus Curtis Axel, but, since Curtis was, it shows Curtis, hurt really bad after the attack by Brock Lesnar. Kurt's there saying, I don't think, Curtis could go on, after, he was attacked, after he got attacked by Brock Lesnar. And then Kurt ends up sending out this jobber named Jean-Pierre Goulet to fight Jason. And so it ended up being Jason Jordan versus Jean-Pierre Goulet. And it was just basically a nothing match, just trying to make Jason Jordan, really, just to give him competition so he's ready to end up, taking on an opponent, by himself, taking on any other superstar. So it was really nothing, Jason Jordan just won the match. So, and then what was funny was the crowd was all chanting, "Let's go, jobber." It was funny. But it was pretty much basically, just Jason Jordan, making him, look competitive as a singles competitor. And then we had Bayley coming out. She was being interviewed, and, she's hurt after, if you remember last week, in her match with Nia Jax, her arm, Nia just pushed Bayley, and her arm actually hit the ring on top of the ring apron, and you saw her go out of the ring, and she was holding her arm. Basically, she fractured her arm, and she can't compete at SummerSlam against Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's title, which sucks. And feel really bad for her. I'm a huge, all of you know that I'm a huge Bayley fan, and just seeing Bayley like this just really sucks. But she was getting interviewed about her not competing at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's title, and then she thanks the crowd for keeping her happy, leaving her comments, tweeting her, said it made her feel a little bit better. And then what was so disrespectful is the crowd. Some people in the crowd ended up booing her, and I'm like, she's injured, and you end up booing a superstar who was injured. It's a disgrace. That was just a disgrace. Booing a superstar, a woman superstar who was injured. Fucking. Oh man, I was legit pissed off when I saw the crowd booing her, knowing that she has an injury. It's just total disrespect. Total disrespect. So, and then after that, it was Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox and Emma in a triple threat match. And Alexa Bliss was on commentary through the match. And this was okay. Wasn't great though, but it was just, we all know that Sasha Banks was going to win this match, because look who they put her up with. They put her up with Alicia Fox, who's basically hasn't even been there since since Noam Dar was there. I'm like, where? I'm like, now they're using her. So she's a jobber, and then you got Emma, who can't wrestle. In my opinion, I can't stand Emma, but. Yeah, Sasha Banks won the match, applying the bank statement on Emma. So there you go. Sasha Banks won the match. So all in all, it was okay. Wasn't great. Then after that, we had Renee Young interviewing Braun Strowman about fighting Roman tonight in a last man standing match, which they announced this past weekend that. They announced on Saturday that this was going to take place tonight. And Strowman says that he likes hurting Roman, and tonight he's going to break his spirit and be the last one standing. And at SummerSlam, he's going to walk out as the Universal Champion. So it was a cool little interview with Braun Strowman. And then we had Enzo Amore coming out. He introduces Big Show. Big Show says that Big Cass, needs to learn respect. And, it's just Enzo and Big Show just, talking all this cheesiness, which was, which was kind of cringe, but it was cheesy. And then Gallows and Anderson end up coming out saying, if both Enzo and Big Show want to challenge. Enzo ends up going on to say that he didn't hear a word what Gallows and Anderson said, and Enzo ends up calling them Dr. Evil and Mini-Me, and then Enzo accepts the match with them, and that leads to of course Gallows and Anderson versus Enzo and Big Show. It was a decent match. It was okay. Just back and forth between Gallows and Anderson and Enzo and Big Show. But Big Cass end up coming down, trying to distract Enzo and Big Show, and Big Show ends up getting distracted because Enzo was trying to tag him in, and eventually gave Gallows and Anderson the win. So Gallows and Anderson won the match thanks to Big Cass distracting Big Show. Then after the match, Cass just ends up giving Big Show a big boot and then starts taking him out. Enzo ends up jumping on Big Cass and starts taking out Big Cass, but Cass just throws Enzo into the barricade, and Enzo just starts just walking around the ring, trying to avoid Cass. And then Big Show just lays out Cass again with another KO punch. So, but yeah, all in all, Gallows and Anderson, Enzo, and Big Show's okay match. Then we had Finn Balor coming out, saying that Bray Wyatt loves to talk, and Finn says that Bray gives him the creeps. And Finn goes on to say that Bray cares less about winning and cares more about hurting people and fearing him. And he gives advice to Bray and says the next time that he comes at him, that Bray comes at Finn, he better not miss, and whatever Bray starts, Finn will finish. Then Bray ends up showing up in the ring. Bray goes to attack Finn, but Finn ends up kicking Bray again, and he hits a sling blade on Bray, and then Bray ends up disappearing onto the Titantron, cutting a little promo. So it was a pretty good segment with Finn. And then we had Dean Ambrose versus Cesaro. This was a good match. Really enjoyed the flow of the match. Ambrose and Cesaro were just giving all they got. They were destroying each other. You had Ambrose suplex and Cesaro from the top, which was really cool, which was awesome. It was just back and forth between both of them during the match. They were just destroying the hell out of each other. But Dean Ambrose won the match. So, and then after the match, Sheamus ends up taking out Dean. And then Seth ends up coming out, saving Dean by taking out Cesaro and Sheamus. And, Seth is just standing there in the ring and, waiting for Dean to get to his feet. Dean offers Seth a fist bump, which the crowd was just really cheering. They were cheering, yes, yes, yes. Saying, oh, is Seth going to, do the fist bump? But no, they tricked us. And Seth just walked out of the ring, declined to give a fist bump to Dean. So it was a big trick. to the crowd, like a big swerve, like we all got swerved. So, but all in all, Ambrose versus Cesaro was a good match. Really, really liked it. Really liked the flow of it. Then we saw Titus Worldwide in the locker room. You know, Titus O'Neil, Akira Tozawa, Apollo Crews. Titus says that Akira, you know, is the next Cruiserweight champion, and that the title is coming to the Titus Worldwide if, you know, Tozawa could beat Neville. And Neville says, you know, he's here to scout his competition for SummerSlam. So there's a little segment with them, a little locker room segment. Then the next match was Akira Tozawa versus Ariya Daivari once again. It was okay. It wasn't great though, but at least it was entertaining because of Tozawa. Really enjoyed Tozawa. Titus O'Neil was on commentary through the match. You know, but Tozawa won the match with a Swanton Bomb on Ariya Daivari. So it was a okay match, not great. And then after that, we had Renee Young interviewing Roman Reigns about Lesnar's appearance tonight on Miz TV. You know, Roman says that he doesn't care, you know, if Lesnar leaves the WWE or not. If, you know, he loses the Universal title. And he then says that tonight he's going to be the last man standing, and he's walking out the Universal Champion at SummerSlam. So, a little interview with Roman. Then this was, you know, pretty much the next thing. The next match was Nia Jax versus Dana Brooke and Mickie James. This was just, you know, for Nia just to win the match. She took out Dana and Mickie, practically, you know, just destroyed them. And we had Alexa on commentary also for this match. But, yeah, so Nia Jax won the match. And so now she's going to face Sasha next week. And whoever wins next week gets to face Alexa at SummerSlam for the Raw Women's title. So it was just he knew who was going to win the match. So, and then we had Goldust come to promo about sharing his next masterpiece and that he will be watching very carefully, finding his next opponent. So we had a little promo from Goldust. You know, we haven't seen Goldust in weeks. And then we went to Big Cass telling Kurt Angle that he wants a match at SummerSlam against the Big Show. And he wants Enzo, you know, put into a shark cage, you know, hanging from, you know, the ring, just like Jericho was. And then Kurt makes it official. He says that at SummerSlam, it's going to be Big Cass versus Big Show. And, of course, Enzo is going to be put in the shark cage. So, it was a little thing with, you know, with Big Cass and Kurt Angle. And then the next match was the main event, which was the last man standing match between Strowman and Reigns. And this was a awesome, good main event. This was better than last week's, way better than last week's main event, which was a shitty one, which was just Big Show versus Big Cass. So, but this was a crazy main event. Both these guys just went out and destroyed each other like always. I'm really enjoying the feud between Strowman and Reigns. This is the best feud of the year. The best feud that WWE has this year. Just really, really enjoying the feud between the both of them. They put on really awesome matches. But this last man standing match was awesome. It was back and forth between Strowman and Reigns. It was really crazy. You had Roman Reigns giving a Samoan drop to Strowman through a table. You had Reigns taking the steel steps, which Strowman threw in the ring, and then just keeping him down. Reigns was just hitting Strowman with the steps, trying to keep him down. Of course, Strowman got up, and after Strowman got put through the table with the Samoan drop, I was like, how in the hell is Strowman up from that? And then you had, which was really funny, you had Strowman just throw a chair with the wheel, chair with the wheels on the bottom. And he just flat out threw it at Reigns, which was really funny. He had them go through the crowd, which is really cool, onto where the announcers table was. We thought that one of them was going to go through the announce table, but Reigns just came back and then just hit 2 Superman punches on Strowman. Reigns just threw Strowman into the screen on the stage. When Reigns hit both of the Superman punches on Strowman, Strowman was going back down the ramp, and then you had Reigns just spear the hell out of Strowman from the stage, not from the stage, from the ramp, which was really crazy. That was really awesome. And then as Reigns was still up, he gets attacked from behind from Joe, who was in the crowd in the front. Joe put him in the coquina clutch, so he made Roman pass out, and it gave Strowman the win. Strowman got up and won the match. So, and then that ended Raw. And it was just an awesome match. It was really crazy. Both of them was really good. Like I said, I'm really enjoying this feud between Strowman and Reigns. The best feud that WWE has put on this year. And it's just awesome. I like to see their feud continue. So, but yeah, all in all, this last man standing match was awesome. It was really good. I really loved it. So, yeah, so anyways, that's it for my review of tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all tomorrow night for my SmackDown review. And so, until my SmackDown review tomorrow night, I'll see you all back here tomorrow night.